5 alien skulls that science cannot explain. In fact, it's found that the DNA is not human and therefore alien. Nearly in every corner of the globe, someone has managed to find or excavate mystery skulls that defy explanation. Whether these mystery skulls are of human origin or not is an ongoing debate among skeptics, researchers, and those who firmly believe that the mysterious skulls, which do not resemble any human species, are in fact of extraterrestrial origin, and as such can and should be interpreted as the ultimate evidence that proves that our planet has been visited by beings that are not from Earth. This is why in this article we bring you the most amazing skulls ever discovered on Earth that hint to a possible extraterrestrial origin. The elongated skulls of Peru, the paracas skulls. In the barren landscape of the Peruvian desert, in 1928, archaeologist Giulio Tello made one of the most mysterious discoveries when he uncovered a complex and sophisticated graveyard under the harsh soil of the Paracas Desert. Tello discovered a set of controversial human remains that would forever change how we look at our ancestors and our origins. The bodies in the tombs had some of the largest elongated skulls ever discovered on the planet, called the Paracas skulls. The Peruvian archaeologists discovered over 300 mysterious skulls, which are believed to be at least around 3,000 years old. As if the mystery shape of the skulls wasn't weird enough, the recent DNA analysis performed on some of these skulls presented some of the most enigmatic and incredible results that challenge everything we know about the origin and human evolutionary tree. The cranium of the Paracas skulls is at least 25% larger and up to 60% heavier than the skulls of regular human beings. Researchers firmly believe that these traits could not have been achieved through head bindings, or some scientists suggest, interestingly, the mitochondrial DNA, which is inherited from the mother, showed mutations that were unknown to any man, primate, or animal found on the planet. The mutations present in the samples of the Paracas skulls suggest researchers were dealing with a completely new human-like being, very different from Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, or Denisovans. And then you have this Rhodope skull from Bulgaria. It looks like as if there's a hat on top of the skull, a flat, smooth area of the bone on top of the skull. Discovered by a 38-year-old resident of Plovdiv. Ever since its finding, no one has been able to offer conclusive details about what the mysterious skull is. Dmitry Kovachev, the director of the Paleontology Museum in Asinovgrad, is positive that the discovery is no fossil and has no analogy or resemblance to any hominid skull known to science. The anomalous skull weighs about 250 grams. It has 6 mysterious cavities, which according to the UFO enthusiasts could belong to a creature sensory's organs. And according to the skull formation, the creature to which the skull belongs could have had up to 6 eyes, or another set of unknown organs. The most mysterious feature of the Rhodope skull of Bulgaria is that it lacks a mouth. Then you have the Sealand skull. It looks like an extraterrestrial. It looks like an alien with huge eyes. It's one of the most controversial artifacts discovered in recent years. The Sealand skull has raised numerous questions that science cannot find answers to. Strangely, few researchers have shown interest in analyzing this mysterious artifact. Perhaps because they're afraid of what they might find out, something that could change the way we look at human beings and our human origins and our entire history. It was in 2010 that this skull was first examined at the College of Veterinary Medicine in Denmark. The researchers concluded that they were not able to solve the mystery nor provide anything that would explain to what species it belonged to. And although it resembles a mammal, certain characteristics make it impossible to fit into the Linnean taxonomy, scientists said. Since researchers were unable to provide further details and the question regarding the sealant skull were many, the skull was sent to the Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen. Carbon dating revealed that this mysterious being lived between 1200 and 1280 BC. And then you have a prehistoric skull of looks like a bison with a bullet in the middle. The remains of a bison that has a bullet hole in the cranium displayed in the Museum of Paleontology in Moscow. You can see perfectly round hole that was supposedly caused by the impact of a projectile launched at high speed. Researchers believe, even though they never found the remains of the projectile, that the hole in the cranium was caused by a bullet caliber similar to the ones we use today. Even more strangely, this animal is native to the region of Yakutia in eastern Siberia and lived in the region over 30,000 years ago. So what did we miss in history? Is it possible that highly advanced civilization existed thousands of years ago before our modern history? Then you have Russian alien skulls. According to reports by Russian newspapers, the mysterious skulls were found in a cave on Mount Bolshoi Jak nearly 2 years ago by a group of explorers led by ethnographer Vladimir Melikov. And according to Melikov, a creature of one of the skulls was unlike anything known to man, and it walked on 2 legs. Melikov stated that among the most mysterious features of the skulls is the absence of cranial vault and jaws. The eye sockets are unusually large and having facial features resembling humans, as you can see. Even when compared with the skull of a bear, it's hard to think that you would not have in your hands the remains of an alien creature, said Melikov. Paleontologists in Moscow were not too excited when they received photographs of the mysterious skulls. They merely acknowledged that the skulls are unlike anything they had ever seen, suggesting that the skulls could have been submerged and exposed to sand for long periods of time, something that could have altered the shape of the skulls. But if this were the case, how can we explain the nearly identical deformations in both skulls, which seem to follow similar patterns? And even when we compare the skull of a bear, it's hard to think that you do not have in your hands the remains of an alien creature. Paleontologists in Mexico weren't too excited when they received photographs of mysterious skulls. They merely acknowledged the skulls were unlike anything they had ever seen, suggesting the skulls could have been submerged and exposed to sand for long periods of time, and something that could have altered the shapes of the skulls. But if this were the case, how can we explain the nearly identical deformations in both skulls, which seem to follow similar patterns? This is from Ancient Codex on Bended Reality, and I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.